Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're back in another hotel hell. Today we'll be going over to the Brick Hotel.
This place is disgusting.
Gordon Ramsay visits a hotel and event space in Newtown, Pennsylvania, where the owner is blind to the various problems at play. This is a wild one, where at a certain point I actually did think he was quitting this one and wasn't going to do anything with it.
I'm done.
But yeah, this owner is just fucking old school and is like unwilling to change at all, mean to the employees, blaming them for shit previous employees did that these guys aren't even currently doing. It's just weird. This is a weird episode. I feel like I say that a lot with this show, but this is a weird one.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
The Brick Hotel is a historic hotel owned by therapist Verinder Kwa and her son CJ. They bought the hotel in 2006, and according to CJ, they thought it was a good investment opportunity. They were told that it's a hands-off business and that it would run itself.
We had no idea, zero idea what this business is about.
I feel like this happens a lot with a lot of like small business owners trying to get a place, and they think they could just do a quick turnaround and get someone else to run the place and they can fuck off, when in reality you have to do so much work to get to that point, and they're just unwilling to do that. Like, it gets to a point here where like after 10 years and still putting money into this place, Verinder gets kind of pissy about it, and she just refuses to put any more money into the place, including sometimes paying the employees. It does get kind of sad though. At one part she's talking to her son and she says that she tells him every year, maybe this year will be the year we make a profit.
And it never happened.
So this is the part where she says that it really bothers her after 10 years of doing constant work here that she's still putting money into it. So she's like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not putting another dollar into this place.
Blew my mind away that you're still putting in money.
So then she just starts like cutting corners and just like doing things as cheap and as easy as she can from here on out.
It really annoyed and irritated people.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that really annoying people. And also too, I have to say, she claims she's been putting money into this place for 10 years. But when Gordon Ramsay gets here, the place looks like it hasn't been touched since she bought it. It's dusty everywhere, wallpaper falling off the walls, furniture and shit are changing color because they're so old. But yeah, so I don't know where she's putting any of this money in. Maybe the few bucks she's paying employees and then like the food for the kitchen. I don't know. A couple of her employees do say though that she's a control freak and it's either her way or the highway.
You know, it's either her way or not her way.
Verinder is a control freak.
They also say that she's very rude and just like shouts demands at them.
She's not a people person. She has no people skills.
And then the front desk lady, Marianne, says that the turnover is so fast for employees here that she doesn't even know anybody's names. Now, that could just be her excuse, but they fire a lot of people here.
In 8 months, I've probably seen over 50 people go.
I mean, at this point, has the entire town worked here? How does 50 people get fired from one hotel? It's been open for 10 years. You think that'd be like the amount of people they fired total? Not this place. And then Verinder says that she wishes there was a clone of her, because if she did, this place would be hopping.
I wish I had 2 clones of me. Believe me, this place would be hopping.
Ugh, I would be terrified if there was 2 of her there. I guess the town isn't a big fan of them either. We don't really go into detail why, but it just seems like the town says she's crazy and she doesn't have a good reputation.
I feel the Brick might have become like the laughingstock of Newtown.
If I'm crazy because I'm trying to save the business, so be it.
So then Gordon arrives now to town, but before he can go to the hotel, he wants to meet with a bunch of ex-employees of the place. That's always scary when he's like, we're gonna step aside from the normal shtick here and we're gonna go talk to some people. It's usually scary then.
This is a small showing. Oh yeah. What, there's more?
There's a lot more. Hundreds.
How fucking bad is this place if there's hundreds of ex-employees? What is going on here?
Hundreds.
I would say hundreds.
Fucking crazy. That has to be the entire town. Everybody in this town at some point has worked at the fucking Brick Hotel. One lady says too, when she had left, they had gone through almost 50 managers at that point. And they all agree that the biggest problem in this place is Verinder.
She's mean and she can be a bully, and I've seen her reduce people to tears.
Another lady says too that she worked at a ton of parties in December and then was lucky to get a little bit of her paycheck in February. February, for fuck's sake.
She'll cut you a check in 6 weeks when she feels like it.
Yeah, that's an awesome way to work. That sounds like a lot of fun. Fucking, she's at home with a trash can and fire cooking a hot dog because she can't get her paychecks. And then she continues to say that if you go to her and ask for your check before she wants to give it to you, she'll just straight up call the cops on you.
You said she called the cops on you.
And then every single one of them giggle and are like, yeah, she'll call the cops. Does it a lot.
All the time. Numerous times.
Insane. But apparently she calls the cops on people all the time. That's so fucking outrageous. Imagine your boss calling the cops on you because you showed up to work to get your paycheck. Like, what do the cops even say at that point? Like, I feel like the 4th time that happens, Don't you think the police would be like, all right, Verendar, can you fucking stop doing this? Okay, we have bigger fish to fry than you stopping someone from getting a paycheck.
Seriously, call the police because you wanted your money.
But so now Gordon heads over to the Brick Hotel.
Oh dear, what happened there?
And here's just the beginning. He walks into the entrance and the front window is broken. And we get to it a little bit later, and Verendar ends up telling him that it's been like that since she got the place.
It's been there since before I bought it.
She never fixed it. She's like, oh, it's an original piece. That's how we keep it. It's original, Gordon. What am I supposed to do? Replace the whole thing and not have a broken window? That'd be stupid. But he asks the lady at the front desk what happened there.
You know, it's been here since I've been here.
Oh, really?
Get used to that answer. Anytime he asks people what the fuck is going on here, what's the issue with that, this or the other thing, they're all like, I don't know. It's been there since I started. Yeah, but not a very good first impression of the hotel. Gordon literally walks in and just sees broken shit. And then he continues and sees dirty shit.
I get a bit nervous when I check into a hotel and the windows are smashed.
Then he goes over to the check-in desk to check in, and he looks up and he's like, are those bullet holes on the wall?
Are they bullet holes in the wall?
You know, they might very well be. I'm not sure what they are. We're 250 years old.
And then Marianne responds with, I don't know, the hotel's 250 years old. What does that mean? Are you trying to say that maybe 250 years ago somebody shot that wall and it's never been fixed? Is that what she's trying to say? Because that would be wild if that was true. That'd be insane. Why was that your answer? I don't know. The hotel's 250 years old. Ask someone who was around back then. Then he starts walking around and he looks and sees the wallpaper on the walls all shitty and dusty and breaking off. So he just fucking pulls the whole thing off the wall.
You just ripped the wallpaper down. That was fantastic.
Oh boy, now it's time for him to meet Verendar.
Hi.
How are you?
And then this is where he asks her about the entrance.
It's been there since before I bought it.
That's just so wild to imagine. She took a tour of this place to be like, yeah, I'll buy it and keep that window broken. I like that.
10 years. Yeah. And you didn't think about replacing it? First impressions, customers walking through the door.
But I mean, right off the bat, you see that and you're like, okay, so she hasn't changed that window in 10 years. What the fuck else hasn't she changed in 10 years? And the answer, I think, is everything. I don't think she has touched a single thing in this place. Since it's been set down, it's been there forever.
It's the original.
Have you been drinking?
She tells Gordon that she was a children's therapist for 20 years before buying this hotel and becoming a hotel owner. What's that job description called? I feel so bad for those kids. I mean, maybe she was good at that job, but how she runs this place, that kind of scares me.
Wow. Okay,
And so then now Gordon's off to go see his room. He's just kind of over what's going on down there.
I'm gonna go and check in and unpack.
And then while heading up to his room, of course, Gordon has to rub a cabinet and shit, see how dusty the place is, and he gets his whole hand fucking filthy. I get your point, but why do you gotta use your whole fucking hand for that, Gordon?
I need a rag, napkin, or housekeeping, please.
Then he ends up using the rag to actually sweep up more shit off the floor. He moved the cabinet, and there's just a mess everywhere. And this is kind of the start of it. Everywhere he goes in this fucking hotel, he moves something, and there's a giant mess back there. And everyone's like, I didn't know that was there. That must have been there since we fucking opened up this place.
When was the last time this place was cleaned?
Probably the same exact day that window broke. Fuck. An employee does say, too, here that, you know, the housekeeper's here every day, so I'm assuming she's cleaning every day when Gordon's, like, asking about the place. But I would say how the place looks. That bitch hasn't cleaned once in her life.
I'm not talking about a couple of weeks of dust. I'm talking years.
So then now Gordon meets Talale, the housekeeper.
Look at the mess down there.
And he asks her if she has a program to clean all the rooms, basically like, do you have something that you could look at, be like, I've cleaned these rooms, I haven't cleaned these rooms, just so she knows what she's doing. Something that most hotels probably do.
A program? No.
And then Gordon Ramsay changes the subject because he sees a really cool feature this hotel has for rats.
Is it a fucking tea party for rats?
And then he just starts like making fun of the whole thing on the wall and taking out the chairs and the tables and playing with it, and he makes them come sit down with him too.
What in the fuck is going on?
So then Gordon's sitting down with the housekeeper and he ends up asking her what's the biggest problem with this place, and she casually drops that the place has mold. She's like saying some shit, she's like, yeah, it's the mold. And he's like, excuse me, what, the mold?
The mold? Whoa. We got rid of the dust. What do you mean the mold? Where's the mold?
Oh, right, yes.
Take me to the mold.
Was she not supposed to say anything about that? That kind of felt like she was like, oh, fuck. I shouldn't have said that. Verendar's gonna fucking kill me. So now she takes Gordon Ramsay to where the mold's at. They end up going into the bathroom and they see mold on the shower curtain. And he asks her if she's told the owner about this, and she goes,
Yes, sir.
And any response?
She'll get to it.
And Verendar said she's gonna get to it, but I mean, it's just a fucking shower curtain and she hasn't done it yet, so I doubt that's gonna happen. And then Gordon goes into the other room now, destroys a lampshade for some reason. and uses the light to show her where the mold's at on the floor.
Is that mold? That is mold.
And then now he switches to looking at the linens, and he's taking the pillowcases off and showing their sweat stains on there. It's really fucking disgusting. There's a bunch of yellow spots on it.
That's sweat.
And I don't know if this girl doesn't know about these, or if she does and she's lying. It totally feels like she's lying here, but I could be wrong.
And then, is that a tube?
Because also too, like, he'll point out things and like she'll kind of give like a little smirk or laugh. But to be fair, the owner does that as well, and a lot of people do that when they get uncomfortable. But it's just odd.
Yes, I said that.
And then Gordon pulls out the TV here. He's talking about how fucking fat and huge the thing is, and he's like, "Have you guys ever heard of flat screen TVs?"
Yeah, I got 5.
Jesus Christ, fucking brag about it, miss. I got 5 flat screen TVs.
You've got 5 flat screens.
At my house.
And then Gordon asks her if she's ever seen the owner come into these rooms, and she says, "I've probably seen her come in here once since I've worked here," which is fucking wild. Especially someone who like has to be involved in every little thing would like have the place so much more clean and things would be working a little bit better. At least like you'd see an attempt of something, but it doesn't even seem like she's trying.
Where's my room, please?
Gordon Ramsay's sick of being in this disgusting room, and he wants to go off to his disgusting room.
Please tell me it's not worse than this one.
It ain't worse, but it ain't better, I'll tell you that. At first glance, his room looks kind of fine. You know, it may look a little old and dirty, but it looks kind of fine.
Right now, it's pretty obvious that the owner doesn't even put a cent back into this room.
Then, you know, he starts searching around. He finds dust everywhere. There's dust on the TV stand. He's picking up the TV and shit. And then he sees water damage on the roof, too.
Girl,
How you doing?
you found all the nasty.
You can't hide any nasty away from Gordon Ramsay. He'll fucking find it. So then later, Gordon Ramsay sits in the dining room to try some of the food now, which by the look of the rooms, I'd be terrified to try the food here. Holy shit. The rooms haven't been cleaned ever. How do you think the kitchen is? I bet it's filthy as dick. We learned too here, surprisingly, they do 350 events a year.
It sounds like this is the oxygen that's keeping this place alive.
You can say that again, Gordon Ramsay.
It sounds like this is the oxygen that's keeping this place alive.
But then this lady also mentions that Verindar fires so many people that when she comes in on Monday, she checks to see who made it through. That's so wild to be like, all right, which employees do I still have? Okay, cool.
Often I'll come in on Monday and see who didn't make it through the weekend. She's very tough to work for.
So then Gordon Ramsay ordered a few things of food. First up is his French onion soup.
Which was tasteless.
And then according to him, a little bit of salt in his water actually tasted a lot better than that, which I highly fucking doubt.
That tastes better.
I fucking hate salt water. Then he orders a cauliflower steak because he's never heard of it before. I cannot imagine that's good. I cannot imagine that's good.
That is a mess. Who put it on the menu?
Of course, that was a Verindar original. And then lastly, he ordered a crab sandwich, which of course was frozen in a can. So I bet that tasted great.
Are we done? Is there?
You've got your burger still.
Do you know what? Cancel it.
Their food was so bad, he was actually supposed to get a hamburger next. He just canceled it. He was like, fuck that. I'm not eating any more food here. It came from that kitchen. I'm not eating it.
Take me to the kitchen. Introduce me to the team.
And then Gordon's in there. He's just simply trying to get to the head chef. And he has to ask them like 20 fucking questions. Who's the head chef? And every person he talks to, he's like, are you the head chef? And they're like, well, I'm a chef. I'm not the chef.
I'm not the chef.
No, you're the chef.
A chef, but not the chef.
A chef.
So then it goes to the next person. They're like, I'm a chef. I'm not the chef. And it's just like cycling back and fucking forth.
But where's the head chef?
We have both of them in charge.
And then that answer absolutely stuns Gordon Ramsay, and he's like, that's not possible. That's not a thing.
No such thing.
And then now Gordon Ramsay has a little chat with Verindar in the kitchen about how he spoke to all her previous employees before this.
Why are you going through so many staff?
And then he flat out asks her, why are you going through so many staff? And she's like, I don't know. Beats me.
So it's them, not good enough for you.
Yes.
And then he brings up her calling the police on her employees as well, and she denies that. She never admits that she does that, but everybody else there seems to get a giggle out of that, and so, but I think that was true.
What kind of business are you running here?
And then she asks him here, who said that, and just starts denying it, being like, what are you talking about? Call the police on people? Verindar would never do that.
Are you saying now that they're lying?
Cut to Caitlin being like, yeah, I've witnessed her call the cops on people several times. Yeah, maybe once or twice I saw her.
I have witnessed Verindar call the cops on a number of people.
And then he also brings up all the dust like embedded into the walls and the moldy carpets and just everything that's a mess.
You have to fucking wake up.
Oh, I want that as my fucking alarm on my phone. That'd be great. She didn't take any responsibility there at all. She ended up actually throwing a little bit of shade at the chefs, being like, I don't know, it's not my job. They're the chefs. I don't do their work, so I don't know.
I'm not a chef and I don't know all these things.
Because like Gordon asked about the canned food, and she's like, canned food? I don't know, that's for dogs. I don't know what that's all about. I hate whenever you ask these owners like a question like that, and they're like, oh, I don't know, that's their job. I hired them for that. Anything about that goes on them. Later that night, Gordon meets CJ, Verindar's son.
Oh,
Hi.
CJ tells him that he's barely at the hotel, like maybe once a month, because he has another job that he has full time.
Manage IT.
IT, man.
He does manage IT though, and I'm no expert, but I do feel like he could probably be at the hotel helping out, and then maybe have like a little office there or an area he can go do his IT phone calls and shit and like work for a while, but be around for hotel questions. I don't think that's asking too much. So Gordon asks him here, why did you guys buy the hotel? And this is where he tells him that they thought it was an investment opportunity. They just 100% thought they were gonna buy this place and be like, all right, run it for us, bitch. Make us that money. 10 years later, they're the ones running the place. He says though, but now 10 years later, it's getting really tough to keep putting money into the place. And other than like paying rent and shit, I just really don't see where they're putting any of this money. I don't remember her name here, but Gordon asks the front desk lady at night what she thinks is wrong with the place. And she apologizes to CJ, but she says it's...
I'm very sorry because I know this is your mom, but I can't deal with how she treats me.
She also says it's Verindar just being like, she's kind of mean to me all the time and just like doesn't know how to talk to people.
I've actually had employees tell me, why aren't you around more, because you're pleasant to deal with.
But you would kind of think too he'd take that as a sign and either be there more, talk to the employees, talk to his mom about it, but nah, he just keeps it to himself. So now it's time for Gordon to kind of witness what the place is like. He really only watches the kitchen, but you know, he's there seeing how they run for the night. And in the kitchen, he sees Verindar just standing there shouting at everybody, like just waiting for the food, and then eventually she goes into the kitchen and starts cooking for herself. She's just being real fucking annoying in there.
You're making us nervous.
At one point too, she tries to help out and like bring one of the servers the food. Then she almost gives the wrong server the wrong food.
No, that is my New York strip.
So then now after seeing her just kind of fuck around in the kitchen, Gordon like starts moving stuff in there and just finds a whole mess. Really just starts exposing how nasty their floor is.
That is gross.
Then he pulls out the fryer and it's even more disgusting behind that.
What is this? Maceo, you guys just cleaned this. Is this from today?
There's no fucking way that's from today. She's also one of those employees that try to be like, oh, they cleaned this 2 days ago, like right before you showed up, so I don't know what happened. They must have made a mess yesterday. This was all yesterday, I swear. And I don't even know what this is that Gordon Ramsay pulls out now, but it's fucking disgusting. And then Maceo says that since he's been here, that thing has never been cleaned.
I've been here, no one's cleaned it.
This is where she tries to be like, I trusted them to clean this place. I thought, well, what?
Well, Gordon, I don't come and do this.
You're just trying to make excuses.
And then Gordon takes out this metal square that's filled with all this black goo.
What in the fuck is that?
Be careful, Gordon. That could be venom.
That's grease from the hood.
Oh, I want to see that movie. That sounds fucking awesome. Grease from the Hood? I can only imagine what kind of songs would be in that movie. I also feel like the Leprechaun would be in it. And then Gordon tells her here that she's stopped caring, and she's like, no, that's not true.
No, that's not true. I mean,
That's the sign of an owner that cares.
And then he's like, whatever, I'm going upstairs, and when I come back down here, I want an answer to what happened.
And I want an answer.
Then he goes up into his room and pulls out his gear and does a bacteria check just to check how like actually filthy this place is.
I don't think these vents have been cleaned for years.
So for the bacteria test, anything over 30 is like absolutely filthy, disgusting, get it out of here. And the vent was 573.
573.
We gotta blow up this place. And then CJ pops in here at the perfect spot so Gordon Ramsay can actually show him the readings.
I don't have an answer for that, sorry.
Of fucking course you don't have an answer for that. And then Gordon Ramsay also swapped the chair in his room and got a 446 on that. So, you know, the chair's a little bit cleaner. Maybe they cleaned the chair one time.
What's the bathrooms like?
Oh God, don't go in there. Don't go in there. You're gonna need hazmat suits. He ends up swapping the shower curtain in the bathroom and gets 5,680 on it.
What in the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here, Gordon Ramsay. Get out of here and nuke this place. It's gone. We don't need this hotel anymore. So then now Gordon Ramsay goes upstairs to where the other hotel guests are, ends up going into the room above his and swabs some shit in their room to see how dirty that is.
I honestly didn't think they were going to put anyone in here today.
And then Gordon Ramsay finds mold instantly and it scares the shit out of this lady. She jumps up, falls into the chair. It almost sounds like she breaks it. So then at this point, Gordon Ramsay does the only thing he can do.
I'm done.
That dude's a fucking maniac. So then, of course, everybody starts evacuating the hotel, except Verindar stays and tries to answer phones for a second. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Literally, it's like alarms blaring in the place, and she's like, hello? Hello? Can I help you? Oh, you want to book here? Cool.
Leave the phone. Customers out.
But so then Gordon Ramsay tells the crowd that, I'm sorry there's no fire, but for the last 3 hours I've been doing bacteria tests. Which, fuck, doesn't that sound fun? What a fucking way to spend a night.
What I'm not going to do is just allow this lady to laugh at me.
So then Gordon Ramsay quits here. He ends up making everybody leave the hotel, and his crew is going to assist everybody in packing up their shit and getting out of here.
I'm done. My team will assist you getting yourself out of there.
Don't get too excited. This isn't a real quitting. This is a Gordon Ramsay quit where you quit, and then the next fucking day you're back helping. This is like a threat clip to show her how real it can be.
When are you going to get real?
And then he pulls Verindar Verendar in for a little chat. And then she says here, no matter what I say, you're not gonna believe me. And she's just kind of delusional, being like, everyone's out to get me, all my employees are stealing from me, and she just like kind of starts saying all this shit.
You're blaming everybody for what you've created.
So then Gordon Ramsay, though, he starts asking her like repeatedly, what's the matter with you? And she ends up going on this big rant about working here for 10 years and no one respecting her and people laughing at her. And like I said, she says multiple times here that people are stealing from her.
Every second they work here, they steal from me.
And that people are like drinking on the job and playing on their phones constantly. But we've seen none of that from any of these employees. This must have been, you know, part of the previous 100 people she fucking fired. And she's just like accusing all these people of doing that, even though that was past employees.
You're out your depth.
So then the next day, Gordon Ramsay organizes one last team meeting, and Verendar doesn't even show up. And then eventually he has to find her outside and they talk because she doesn't want to go inside and face the employees. She's a little too embarrassed at this point.
You think everybody that comes through your door is exactly the same. No, they're not.
And then Gordon Ramsay tells her that you have to go inside with me and face the music or I'm just gonna leave, okay? And then she says she doesn't really know how to do that though and like run things, and he says he'll show her.
There seems to be a really bad vibe in the room that we can't shake off.
And then, you know, she starts complaining here again to everybody about the same fucking things. People on their phones constantly, people stealing from her, people drinking, and Gordon Ramsay and everyone there is like, that's not even, like, that's not us. That's like Jerry 4 fucking groups ago. I don't know why you're still bringing him up.
These guys aren't taking shots.
Yeah, but they probably should be, you know, they'll probably make their job a lot easier here. And then he tells her here to stop blaming them for the past and asks if she can even trust her team.
Can you trust your team?
Yes.
But so then now Gordon Ramsay has a little chat with CJ because he's the only person that can get through to his mom and just like keep her on track there. And then CJ does mention here though that his mom had a tough time transitioning into the American lifestyle and that they've had multiple conversations about this, and that does kind of make sense a little bit. I do feel like there is a little bit of a culture difference with all these people, and that's what's kind of a little bit of the problem there. But you know, it's just one of the many excuses for this.
We were brought up and raised in India. That tone in conversation doesn't work here.
But CJ does say that he is going to have a conversation with his mom and try to help her let the employees do their jobs.
I'm gonna have a talk with her today.
Renovation time. I cannot believe he renovated this place. I mean, I can, but like moments ago I thought he was quitting, and then he's like, you know what? Just kidding, and you have a whole new hotel, bitch.
Welcome to the new Brick Inn.
The new brick hotel, though, is pretty gorgeous. It's cleaned, it's painted gray and white, and it has brand new lighting and doors. It looks really nice. The dining room looks really nice, too. There's no more wallpaper anywhere in the place, which is good. And then the bedrooms are completely updated and have flat screen TVs now.
I think I might have to come check it out.
And then Gordon Ramsay also updated their menus and taught them some shit so that their food's not garbage anymore. You could even ask this kid from the relaunch night.
You're the best scallops I've ever actually had in my life.
I mean, how many fucking scallops has that kid had? Like 4 or 5 different kinds? Couldn't have had that many. We learned that CJ has been sticking around and is helping his mom not slip back into bad habits.
Well, I apologize for the difficulty I gave you initially.
I'm actually very surprised that she apologized for her actions in the beginning, because she wasn't necessarily mean to Gordon Ramsay, but she was very short and just kind of difficult to talk to. But so now Gordon Ramsay says his goodbyes and we get a little update on the hotel. After leaving the brick, CJ became more of a visible owner. Whoa, that guy was invisible? And Verendar stayed true to her word and trusted her staff to do their jobs. Wow, that's so big of her. She actually let the people she hired do the job she hired them to do? Crazy. Over the following months, I guess the manager was responding to online criticism, which is, he probably shouldn't be doing that. He did say though that a large renovation was planned for the upcoming months, and he did deny rumors that the hotel was for sale, but as of 2018, the restaurant has new owners and has been renovated and renamed to Rocco's at the Brick. So, you know, they kind of kept the brick a little bit. Now it's Rocco's Brick. Unfortunately, there was no update on Verendar and CJ. I didn't really see anything about them after the hotel, but at the same time, don't really care. All right, well, that was a pretty fun episode. I can't believe some of the shit that was going on in there and just how dirty that hotel was. I mean, I can believe it because that shit happens a lot, but just like, it really felt like, honestly, they didn't touch a single thing in that place since they purchased it. They really thought that all they had to do was buy the hotel and money would roll in.
The run itself, you just have to watch it.
Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. And remember, if you buy a hotel, maybe clean it every now and then. Just a thought.